everybody.
Welcome to the Way Podcast.
Yes.
I'm Chris Pentecost.
And I'm Michael Lavalley in a journey to an unconventional life. And today we discuss...
Listen, I'm not even going to say it. You're trying to convince me that you're the center of the universe? I want to hear about this. What is the subject?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a journey to an unconventional life. So here's an unconventional thought.
Oh, that's pretty fucking unconventional.
Yes. Basically, I'm not the center of the universe. Everybody is the center of the universe. Because in that theory, if you don't exist, nothing exists. And you can interpret it the way you want. But I believe that if you're not there, the thing that's happening here is not here. And
so what, it just sort of skips through time and you imagine what happens while you're sleeping or something? Or after you're dead? Or before you were even alive? What do you think happened before you lived? Do you think all that history was made up?
Who knows? Like, it's just story that we heard, but...
We know. By digging through the dirt.
Yes. But what if... that if you're not there, nothing of that will happen? Because, you're not there to realize that all these things happening, you know?
It's an interesting thought experiment for sure,
Yes.
but it's also considered a mental illness for people who do believe this, because there are people out there who do actually believe everything in the universe is created by my own mind. If I cease to exist, everything ceases to exist.
Yes, that's kind of the idea of the thought.
Right, and I understand that part. What I don't understand is how you could possibly believe that when we have so much evidence around us that's
No,
not
I'm not saying that I believe that. I just say that,
well, you're vouching for the people who might.
Yes, but there's some good idea towards that, and then some bad idea.
If people,
it's not all black and white. Like, there's a gray area and that we don't know. So, for example, I think that idea is more for for your event in your life. If you're not there, nothing of that could happen. And I think that's logical in a way to think that.
That aspect, yes, I fully agree.
Like you said, I understand that it might not make sense, for all the proof that we discovered throughout the world.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, if you're not there to validate the fact, witnesses the fact,
then it never happened.
Yes.
Okay, so kind of like a Schrodinger's cat kind of a perspective, where you so the whole thing about Schrodinger's cat is they put a cat in a box, right?
Yes.
And they seal the box.
Okay.
Is that cat alive or dead? We don't know because we cannot observe it.
Yeah.
That was the whole purpose for a paradox that was happening. Well, it wasn't a paradox. It's not a natural thing that happens. It's nature, where I believe it's a photon. No, it's some very small atomic level molecule.
Yes. An atom?
No, it's not.
Because we never saw an atom in the real.
It's not. It might specifically be an atom, but it is only secured on one spot after it is observed. Otherwise, when it's not observed, it could be both on and off. It could be both alive and dead.
Oh, yeah, I think it's like on the we talk. It's the quantum physics.
Yeah, it's on
about
a quantum physical level. That's just correct.
Quantum physical level. When you observe the thing, it goes toward a certain way, and when you don't, it's
It could have any type of random chance, but
Yes.
it's only stuck and secured to one spot because we are observing it.
Yes, it's interesting you bring that because I've been studying quantum physics a little bit.
Yeah.
And yes, and I believe that there's some experience have been made with water or plants. When you give a good word to the plant, or it will grow better. And then if you just insult the plant, it will ended up dying.
Yes, there were experimentations that involved. They were studying the frequencies that would affect the plant's growth. What would affect it negatively, what would affect it positively, and they found through experimentation that calm words or calm volume helps for plants to grow a lot more than harsh words or harsh volume. So you are correct in that sense, but I think it's a bit too simplified by what you make it, because it's all based on the frequency of the noise. If you're screaming at a plant it's probably going to get like not grow as well.
Yes, yeah.
But if you have calm, low tone frequencies.
So that brings me to the theory. Maybe like I'm gonna make a weird analogy, but
Let's hear it.
just
My
like
arms crossed again.
yeah, go ahead. So yeah, I mean, if you are not there to like talk bad to the plant or talk good to the plant, well, does the plant exist in the first place? Like, you know, it's just if you're not there to like, I have to come back to that, but if you're not there to witness.
I get you. So unless the evidence is present in front of you, you may believe this not particularly pertaining to you. You may believe that it's not even there in the first place.
Yeah. So like quantum physics, maybe we are like kind of in the quantum physics right now.
This,
you know, just because like
this is more of a perception question than it is a theory question. Okay. Well, in that case, I still don't agree with you because it's just the hard facts. We learn what we learn because we need to learn how it is, but we can only learn it from our perspective. This is the part where I agree with you. We can only learn things through our own perspective. If we don't have an education, if we never learn anything about like the human like the American education, Canadian education system, British, doesn't matter where around the world you got your education, someone taught you something.
Yes.
And
and we learn like every day. Like I've heard a study the other day, like that saying like by the age of 25 years old, some people like stay stuck in the same, like they don't discover new music, they don't read new books, they stop learning.
They're their own time capsule. They just stay in that state they were.
Yes. So they keep listening to that old stuff that they were listening till they were young, and they stop like growing their mind. Like they might say, oh yeah, we always learn, and then say like things like, oh, today I've learned, I don't know, that Catherine cheated on her husband. Like they think that's something that they learn, but like
it's not. It's just repeating the cycle that they've always lived through.
Yes.
And it's what they're comfortable with, and that's the problem.
And it's not real knowledge. Like it's not. Sorry if you are like that, but it's true. Like it's just.
If you're like that, you probably don't know you're like that. It's a good time for self-reflection.
Yes, and if you're like that, you probably don't even watch our video because obviously, like, you don't want to learn anything. So.
Right. You don't want to experience different opinions.
Yes. So if you watch those videos, I mean, you're in the good path, I think, because we are here to like grow our knowledge and each other and with you and.
Definitely. That's why I encourage for comments. If you disagree with any of us on any of this, feel free to throw comments in the comment section. If you agree with either of us, honestly, just throw a like because one of us will get it. And if you want to continue,
write Chris or Michael in the video to know who's winning the.
If it's me who's winning, put hashtag Crispy. If it's Michael who's winning, put hashtag Mikey. And one of us is going to win on that poll.
Yes. So. Yeah, and the thing that we debate on is me. I think that we are all a center of the universe because otherwise we won't exist, and Chris doesn't agree with that.
I don't believe anyone is the center of the universe because the universe continues on whether we're here or not, and that's why I believe whether we observe it or not, there will still be a life, and it might not be our own.
Because
this goes back on the subject of aliens.
Yes.
What if there's a conscious alien species
Yes.
that thinks exactly like that? And then they find us.
What if we don't see them because they're on different frequency? Because the eyes can only see like so much, and like there's a realm of possibility outside.
Like a fourth dimensional creature, like something outside of our existence of understanding.
Yeah, if we're seeing and everything, so that.
Well, actually, funny enough, in several like religious texts, they do describe angels, beings of other realms who are indescribable to be seen. Like you see them. This is in Hinduism and Christianity, Judaism. This is in some African tribes also have this as well. I forget which ones, but there are specific. I think Swahili tribes. They all have described beings of light or energy that cannot be described by the human eye. Even in books, in literature, there's something called eldritch horrors. An eldritch horror is specifically made by H.P. Lovecraft, which I want to do an episode on later, where a creature, we call it an eldritch god, has arisen and cannot be described by human perception, and is in fact so messed up and abstract that it'll cause a person to go crazy upon viewing that thing. So there are some things we just shouldn't perceive according to that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make another analogy. Like you talk, make people go crazy, like that. Just made me think of that. But like, why there's some people who are crazy for like seeing things or hearing things, and then there's some people who are medium.
It all depends on how your public perception is, how other people view you.
Yeah, because if you are like convinced that you're a medium and like that you can talk to spirit, like it's okay. But if you just say to people like I hear a voice or I see things, now
you're schizophrenic.
Yes, you've been schizophrenic. So
you're nuts.
Like where's the? That's always a question that I ask myself. Like where's the line between those kind of things?
Well,
like,
if you have that question, you're actually debating yourself in this aspect, because those are only changed by other people's perspective, not by your own. So if you see things and you see things that other people say that they cannot see or know are not there, you could either be perceived as crazy, spiritual, or magical in one way or another.
Yes.
The last two are less so nowadays because a lot more people are concentrating on mental illness, which in this aspect, it might not entirely be an illness. It might just actually be like someone who is living on a different plane than we are. Just something connects different in their brain that makes them different from a normal person, where they can.
And maybe they just didn't learn like how to manage that like a medium would be, because medium like get like formation and course on how to do that. I feel like.
No, there are no courses on how to do it. They do have mentors.
Yeah, they learn that
from somebody.
Yes, how to do it. So.
Yeah, or they'll take education into their own hands and they'll learn from like books and other sources of other mediums who have done the same thing.
Yes.
But they're not entirely considered crazy. In fact, they're more considered con men nowadays. Because a lot of the mediums who don't have these visions or cannot hear these voices, they're straight up just taking people's money because they're using it. There was a very famous case back in the 90s of a TV show, an evangelic TV show, like medium host, where he would take people from the audience. He would say very generic questions and then tell them about the past ones who have died. And it connects with the people in the audience on a very emotional level, but it's also taking advantage of their emotions, because a lot of the times it's like deaths that are fresh on their mind, like maybe they lost their child or they lost their father.
But it needs some kind of knowledge to do that, like to go play with the emotion like that.
That's why they do the prehensile questions. They'll ask them like, do you know anyone in your life who starts with the letter H? Like their name starts with the letter H. Yeah. Okay, think about that person. Think real hard about that person. Yeah. Did this person know you in your childhood?
Oh, you want me to do the experience right now? Or?
It's a little. I'm not gonna be good at it because I never studied up on it. South Park, actually, funny enough, South Park does a much better episode on it than I could ever explain. Where the kid Stan actually like goes about the whole situation of like giving the example, and the whole like town is like, oh my God, he's psychic. He can talk to ghosts, and he's like, no, God damn it, you idiots. So
we deviate the subject a little bit there, but
I think that definitely influenced my decision on my opinion on that a lot more, which also brings me back to you can't judge your own perspective without other perspectives there.
What?
Our whole subject is you are the center of the universe.
Yes.
So you cannot have a perspective without other people's perspectives being there. In other words, what you see can only be confirmed by someone else. Otherwise, it's just in your mind.
But what we see is like what we see. So it's
what we see is
by
what
us.
we believe.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So you don't need other people to tell you what she sees or not.
But you need other people.
You can confirm maybe some things, but why would we need to confirm some things?
You see a missile launch off in the distance.
Yeah.
Did you see that? No one else sees it. Oh, well, I'm fucking nuts. I'm gonna go see a doctor. Example A. You want 50 more? I could pull out 50 more.
No, that's okay. But
sorry, I'm being a bit of an asshole now.
But yeah, I just think that theory like is making sense at a certain point. Like I said since the beginning, but like not.
It doesn't make sense all the way through.
Like it's just a way to make us feel good about like our life, I think, because if you know you are the center of the universe, that's how I perceive it. Like for myself, like if I say to myself, I am the center of the universe. If I'm not here, nothing as that is real. So I need to take care of that and be aware that like these things can get out of my life or new things could enter in my life.
It's a lot easier to put things away that
Yes.
aren't there anymore. Okay, I can sort of grasp the insight that you're bringing from this now, because what I initially thought was like, okay, I don't see that plant. It's not there anymore. Or
No,
I don't see the screen.
yeah.
No, it's more like I shouldn't have to worry about things that are outside of my reach.
Yes.
That part I can understand.
Yes. So like everything that we learn in school, like there's past and everything. We don't talk that much about the future, but
Because we don't know.
yeah, but it's just in the perspective I want to like know that I know the fact, but not base all my life towards that, because I don't really know if that's true or not. Because like for example, like medicine have evolved so much. Maybe like 100 years ago they thought that putting a pepper on a wound will cure it.
Or like if you're having like an internal disease, like you're coughing up black shit, they think, oh, you just got bad blood in you. Let's take all that out, and they start what was called bloodletting.
Yeah.
And that was killing people easier.
Yes. So
that happened to George Washington.
yeah. So I mean, like things evolve so much quicker that we can think. So that's why I'm thinking that as a person, so that I don't like get myself to the noise of the little things that.
Now I'm trying to, instead of just being a blank wall, I'm trying very hard to understand. You mean this in a moralistic and like a perspective stance. You don't mean this in the sense of literal, like literally you are the center of the universe. When you fall,
Yeah, no, I know I'm not the center of the universe.
Right, things
But-
still happen whether you're here or not.
Yes.
But in order to make sure that you set your life up correctly,
Yes.
you have to concentrate on yourself as the center of the universe.
Yes, but who knows? Maybe we are the center of the universe in a way, like because we eman energy. We like it's just maybe it would be a proof that in the future would be like proven that we are center of the universe. Like each person, I don't think they would prove that because it's kind of.
I mean, they actually
Art.
used to believe that.
Yeah.
But that was like ancient times, like Roman times. They believed humans were the epitome of life, that they were put here for a purpose of expanding and becoming gods ourselves. And that's not what we're here for.
Yeah, which will lead to our next subject in the next video, our life purpose.
Our purpose on life,
Yes.
yeah.
So yeah.
We actually got this planned out now.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
look
we
at us
talk
go.
about future episodes and past episodes, so we'll put the link in the description once it's released, but
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you can watch it and
I'll put the link to the life's purpose video in this video after it's all set up and good to go.
yeah.
The link's not going to work until I post the video, but it'll be there.
Yeah.
But anyways, I do have a bit of a different insight in this now. At first I was like, oh, no way this is going to work. This is going to be an episode where I hate you. But no, you've had me come around to where I can now understand your perspective a bit more. I still don't think it's entirely correct.
Yeah, I'm not like
No. It's a matter of, this is your personal belief and I cannot fight that because this is how you run your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna argue on that aspect. What I will still have a debate on is the fact that you can become too selfish.
Yes, I agree with that. Like
Yes.
if you think that you're the center of the universe and like nobody matters because like it's your life and blah blah blah, and you
Right, you
reject
just-
everybody. Like I don't.
If you end up like saying, oh well, I can't afford this house anymore, I'm just gonna leave. And then you just drop the house payments, everything, the lease is still there. You got like 6 months left and you just up and dip. There's going to be cops coming after you.
Yes.
That's going to affect you later down the line.
Yes, there are consequences to our act, but
There are very,
yeah.
very big consequences depending on what you do.
Yes.
But on that aspect, that's where it could lead to the worst selfishness. You could be like, tomorrow, I could freaking leave my girlfriend because she doesn't matter to me anymore. It's my life. I deserve to live it how I want. Granted, you do have that choice, but it's only right to have a conversation with that person first.
Yeah.
Say, hey, baby, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on, but I just can't deal with you anymore. That's more rude than what you should say. Depending on the situation, that's probably more rude than what you should say, but that's just an example, just an exhibit of like, you should at least begin the conversation rather than just drop everything to try to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, because there's people surrounding you, and you know, even if you're the center of the universe, remember that they are the center of the universe. So, like,
We're all
the universe is connecting to each other. Like that's like a parallel, like dimension or something like that.
Parallel
kind of.
universes, yeah.
So like if you are your own universe and I am my own universe, then it's two universes connecting with each other, and that's just like you need to respect the other's universe so that
That's beautiful.
yeah, peace can appear.
That's beautiful, Michael, now that I think about it, because it's like we are our own universe, and we can only interact by colliding with other universes.
Yeah.
Some universes may fuse together and make a new one.
Yeah.
Some, oh my God, there's so many ways you could take that.
Yeah, and I mean, there's universe. Now that you are on the same level,
I think I'm getting there, yeah.
You have universe inside of you.
Yeah.
Because like all the like just your heart, your digest system, I mean everything like has its own brain. Like the brain, everything is like.
I did see that before, where it was a image I saw where it's like a brain up here and a brain in your stomach. You have two brains. Follow your gut for a majority of your decisions is, I think, the expression of that.
Yeah.
But so what do you mean like every organ has their own brain?
I mean, not their own brain, but their own universe, because you know it's something that will never connect with. Like let's say the stomach will never connect with the feet, but they bring like food to the feet, but the feet doesn't know, and it's just like interconnecting, so that we can work, but into your like, and also you all that's a Bob Proctor quote kind of. So he was saying that you only see like maybe 5% of me, but you never see like the 95%, because the 95% is somewhere else.
Not like internal.
Internal, how you want to call it, is
Just
up
not
to
how you're
you,
showing
but
yourself.
Yes, and how you see me is always like the best version of myself, because at the moment right now, that's the best that I can be.
That is fair.
So
honestly, yeah, the face that we show to people is not the face we show behind closed doors. I think the closest that anyone can get to knowing who you are is either a significant other that you trust implicitly, or maybe even your parents. Those are the closest we can get, and that's still only about 10% of who you really are.
Yes, that's not like, because we have so much moment alone, and that people don't see. You know, we just do whatever we want, and
yeah, we learn whatever we intake whatever we can truly connect with, which is a very strange thing, but it's a very unique thing, because if we didn't have those different viewpoints from within ourselves, we wouldn't be different people. We would be what's called a hive mind.
Yeah.
We would all think the same and want the same goal, but we don't want all the same goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I think if everybody get the same goal, like just doing well in life and like be happy. Like I think a lot of people want that in their life.
A lot of people, but not everybody.
Yeah, that's for sure. But it's just like the hive things, like you said again, maybe.
What was the quote from The Dark Knight? Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are different aspects in the sense that we have to be different people.
Yeah.
If we were not different people, we would not be able to interact with those other universes. Yeah. We would not change our own universe as a result.
But I mean, it's kind of impossible to be all the same. Like even because we all live different things. Yeah. Even robots, like we were talking about AI the other day. Like even AI cannot be all the same unless they are all communicating with each other and they can all live the kind of emotion that, if I can say, like not the situation. Yeah. So if AI can let's say you have two robots with the same AI, so they are intercommunicating, and then a situation that this one lived could be lived by this one by
Transferring information.
transferring information,
Mm.
and that's how humans learn as well. Like when you see a successful person, if you learn from them, you learn
How they became
how they
successful.
became successful, and you can repeat those
Now, in my-
successful.
And that's the weird thing about the differentials in life is that might not work for you.
Yeah,
But it's still worth a try to be able to spread that knowledge and try
Yeah.
to get as much information as possible.
yes, because you might not be at the same position as them or like situation, but in the end, something they're doing is working. So if you lean toward what they are doing and try to not make the same mistakes and try to do like the
Try to do
positive-
it better.
Yes, so that's all.
Wow, I think you turned me around, bud. I initially came in here and I was hard set line. I'm like, I'm not believing any of the bull crap he's spewing right now. And now I'm here talking to you on the same level. Like, yeah, we are the center of our own universe. We control our lives because that's the only life we know how to control.
Yeah.
And even at that, a lot of it is out of our control.
Yeah, because we cannot control others. Like we just can control ourselves, and
Just like the universe is just a series of things that happen.
yeah,
We are just a series of things that happen, and we should be okay with that. Now, how we take advantage of it, we're going to find out in the next episode. In the meantime, I encourage you to like the video, comment, and subscribe. Throw a
Yes.
comment down below if you think that we're right or if we're wrong. Feel free to argue
Yes.
with us. We would love to interact with you in the comments. Hit us up on our socials. We got a Facebook group. We got X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Got an Instagram account. We even got a TikTok now. So feel free
we're
to...
all over the place.
We're trying our best.
Yes.
We're gonna end up like on some website we never even heard of before, like Thule or something like that.
I never heard of that, so you're right.
Yeah, exactly. But in the meantime, feel free to watch our other content, and we hope to see you next video.
Yes.